JDTV here, I'm Dustin Comm, this is Chris Weiss, and we're here with our volunteer coordinator here at Urban Peak, Steve Hughes, to talk a little bit about volunteering. You know, Steve, a lot of our youth may not have work experience on their resume, and so we encourage them to volunteer because it's a great way to build up your resume, get a reference. So what would you suggest, or what are you looking for when you're looking at bringing on volunteers to help right here at Urban Peak?
Well, the first thing is you want to make sure a volunteer has a sincere interest, you know, into whatever they want to get into. And so, I mean, that's what a lot of people are looking for, is that is there a desire to do this? You know, is there a sincere interest in that field? You know, are you volunteering? Even though this is not bad, but sometimes volunteers just volunteer because they have to fit some requirement, you know? So I would suggest pursuing something that you have a valid interest in, you know, first off. And then also just building upon your experiences, you know, your knowledge and experiences that you have in your past, you know. Those are very helpful to a volunteer manager deciding if this is going to be a quality volunteer.
Now, what's the process for a volunteer? Let's say I came into Urban Peak and I'm interested in volunteer. What's next for me?
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of organizations, today everything is web-based, you know, and so you initially have to go online and probably somehow get an application, you know, sent to you. You know, when you do that, you need to, of course, look at some of the qualifiers they have online. You know, what are the qualifications and requirements for volunteer? There may be age restrictions, things like that. So just make sure you check those out first. But yeah, submit an application, and then, of course, depending on the agency, like at Urban Peak here, we have background checks that have to be done, different types. You know, there's different levels of that. So just make sure you check all those qualifications out.
And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
yeah.
I believe Urban Peak youth cannot volunteer for Urban Peak officially, or can they?
Someone has to be 2 years out of receiving services from Urban Peak to apply as a volunteer.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you're looking to put some more experience on your resume, you might have to wait a couple years if you want to do it and give back to Urban Peak, but definitely there's lots of organizations out there, and if you need any help with that process, come talk to us, but it's a great way to get some experience on your resume. That's all. That's Steve Hughes, our volunteer coordinator, and this is Job Development TV.